Rel here, and I'm here to tell you that I had the pleasure of watching season 3 of A Wheel of Time, and not just season 3, but every single episode, all 8 episodes of A Wheel of Time on Prime Video. If you're not watching this, I don't even know what to tell you. You're making a big mistake. If you would have told me back in 2021 that A Wheel of Time was gonna be appointment television for me, if you would have told me in 2021 that there was going to be a show that had substance and an age where streaming shows and TV shows in general get canceled every week, and the fear of watching your favorite show get canceled right before your eyes is just crazy, then I would have called you a liar. Season 3 is not only back on Prime Video for Wheel of Time, but it is not, if not right now, the strongest season of the show yet. If you guys are unfamiliar with Wheel of Time and are coming back into to watch this review, we know we're picking right back at season 2 after finding out that Rand is the dragon. We officially didn't know who was who. From season 1 to 2, we get a little bit more clarity that Rand is the Dragon Reborn, and we have the big fight with Ishamael. Make sure I get that right. Sorry, book readers, I don't want to butcher any names, but we get that big fight at the end of season 2, which was absolutely amazing. And I remember having like a slight issue with season 2 just as far as like the pacing, but I feel like we were kind of progressing to certain things a little too fast in season 2, and I feel like transitioning from that to season 3, I feel like they slow it down a lot more. And we don't feel like we're just jumping from one plot to the next, because it definitely feels like, okay, how can we figure out the quickest way possible to hurry up and get to the next thing without kind of filling in some of the blanks on the story? And I feel like season 3 does a lot of the legwork by not sacrificing anything in the season. Almost every episode, like I said before, I don't think any episode felt like it was unnecessary. The pacing felt like it was from one thing to the next. It starts off crazy, right off the back from the beginning of the show. We feel like we watching Harry Potter and the Deathly Hollows Part 2. You know what I mean? If you guys want to talk about we just zap with the what, everybody, the magic is crazy. The power gets used left and right. Bodies are getting dropped right at the beginning of the season. You think we would have some time to celebrate from season 2, and we absolutely do not. We just don't. Like I said, season 3. But the gang's all back. The gang is all back, and of course, we gotta find a way to separate them for some point, because like every comic, every anime, every story with protagonists or a group of heroes, they gotta figure out a way to kind of break them up, because I feel like they just be it'd be too powerful otherwise, right? But yeah, that we figure out a way to break up the group here, and we say Moiraine is back, Lan, Nynaeve, Egwene, make sure I get all the names right, Rand, Perrin, Matt, and now Elaine is in this big group. We found out a little bit more of Elaine. Well, we already know Elaine's story. We know she's the queen's daughter, and this is another thing. This season goes into more detail about her past. It goes into detail more about the politics of the world outside of the White Tower and the current crisis that's going on. We learn a little bit more about how other kind of nations are dealing with this ongoing issue too, as we get a little bit of preview of, well, not a preview, but we go into a whole different nation in the last season, and get a little bit more of like the different cultures and the different people of the land in this world. As somebody that hasn't read the books, if you've seen from previous reviews, watching the television show definitely has me wanting to go back and once this is all said and done, and read those books. I don't feel like I'm missing a lot, but also feel like sometimes like the books will hit those certain nuances and build character in a different way that you necessarily don't get the time to do in 45 minutes to an hour, or whatever the time frame may be. They do an incredible job, I think, here in season 3, just hitting a lot of the characters. And let me just go into a few of them. Not do too much, but definitely get more Moiraine. I feel like she, like from the last season where she lost her ability to channel, she kind of, I mean, she was, we learned more about her and her family, because the ones who channel, the Aes Sedai who channel, they live forever. So we get a little bit more about how the world has changed around her, how her family has changed, how they're dealing with that. um I feel like I need to learn a little bit more about, like I said, one of the things I want to learn from the books as far as Aes Sedai and why they're able to stay alive as long as they do. And I feel like I missed that. I feel like I need to go back and watch a few seasons back. Maybe I need to go back to season 1 and they explain that a little bit more. But I'm glad that they able to slow that down for Moiraine, because like I said, I feel like we lost her for a second there in that second season. But I feel like we picked it back up and they're giving her a lot more to do. She is way more involved in this season. Her trust factor is still down here, as far as like how everybody is receptive to her, but I feel like she has a lot more to do, especially after dealing with that whole thing with her and Lan and the bond being broken, and they were going through it, and then of course it gets reconnected, and in season 2, and everybody's good here. But a lot of the characters have been given new tasks. I really thought, okay, certain characters kind of got to a point, but in season 3, I feel like everybody has like a new mission or decides to pick up one. Even Lan, I mean, I'm loving the relationship he has with Nynaeve, even though she's like my least favorite character in the entire show. I still like that they had something outside of that. Like, I feel like outside of the current crisis of the moment, each character still has a chance to love or live life to a certain way, even though it seems like we never really have the time to like really focus on what's going on. Because of season 1, we get a whole war. Season 2, we got this whole dark battle with the Dark Friends, the Forsaken, and it just gets crazy. I feel like season 2 built around like one character, like one of the Forsaken, and then it's like a whole bunch more that we have to deal with throughout season 3 as we get ready for this big battle and to prepare Rand as the dragon. Speaking of Leandrin, man, I just can't stand her. Like, if you didn't already not like her, season 3 is going to make you not like her more. Oh man, I don't even think she's evil. I just think as a villain, you get a different perspective, but you're handling it the wrong way. And she sucks. And Leandrin, as we found out, has been communing with the Forsaken, with the dog for them. Everybody's trying to figure out a reason to take out the Dragon Reborn, because Rand, because he's the only possible one that can stop what's coming. He's the only one that can stop what's coming. And like I said, even her character, as we found out about her was her son or her grandson in the last season. And we learn more about her character, which makes her more interesting. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, these Aes Sedai are still human people. They still have attachments to certain things, which skew their judgment, their moral compass on certain things. But we see the red go into a whole nother direction in season 3. Can't give you too many spoilers, but man, this entire season has been crazy. Like, and I just want to note a few episodes. Episode 1, episode 4, episode 6 and 8 are the ones I would say keep your eyes out on, because those are going to be the ones you're going to be like, yeah, this is my show. I'm going to keep watching this. I want to keep supporting. And speaking of which, Prime, can we get some merchandise? Can we get more merchandise, please? Take a side note from that. Yeah, definitely need merchandise. You could definitely see right off the break that Prime Video gives a shit about this show. The budget is fucking phenomenal. Sorry, but it is phenomenal. Like, you could definitely tell, like, this is movie, like, for this to be a television show, I feel like this is movie quality special effects, movie quality location, movie quality, like, just, I mean, the costume designs look really good. Like, the money is definitely being poured in here. If it ain't Wheel of Time, if it ain't Witcher, or one of the other big shows like Wheel of Time, or I'm sorry, Lord of the Rings, which we know is eating up some money, they are definitely they are definitely killing it right now. Like absolutely. Like I said, as far as the show, you could definitely tell once again that the level of care and the money is being spent well. Like I feel like you're getting a lot of good things out of this. Like I said, story is better paced. Definitely money on the show. But if you weren't, again, if you're not following, I don't know why you would jump into season 3 before season 2. I mean, whatever gets you to watch it, I definitely want you guys to watch it so I can get my season 4. Again, this is appointment television for me, and I want to watch it every week as it drops. And again, I got the opportunity to watch the entire season. But like I said before, like the gang, we dealing with the gang splitting up again, and I feel like with this, like I understand for story purposes why we have to do that, but it just feels stupid because it seems, to a certain extent, it almost feels like none of the characters really feel like they trust each other. Even season 3, which I think what is the purpose of this particular season, is to get those characters that didn't already like each other necessarily to kind of bond more, and you could probably at the end of the day say they've become more powerful for it, because a lot of them are still dealing with certain traumas. A lot of them are still, Egwene, who just got captured last season, and beat viciously, and still has PTSD dealing with that. Nynaeve, who is the worst character in the story of the show so far, even she has her moments, and I at this point I'm just like, what is the point of her personally? As somebody that has watched this, the show can go on without her. She, to me, I make it seem like I got a personal. I don't have an issue with Zoe. It's just her character. It just bothers me. And then you probably heard me see that in season 2, but she just absolutely just grinds my gears. I can't. Sorry, but again, we take that moment of the gang in this season splitting up and makes better storytelling. Like I said, first I was like, oh, here we go again. We just dealt with this for 2 seasons, like, and then so everybody's like, no, I want to do this. I want to go do this. This needs to be done. Everybody has a different purpose. Which, again, going over this, like, it would be kind of, if everybody had the same goal, that this would be a boring show. I feel like you have to deal with when you have to deal with the thing, like when the stories like this where you have to believe in like the super progression of people that you've known for 5 minutes. Typically anime, they constantly get power-ups so they can beat somebody that's been training at something for 45, 50 years. Seems unbelievable, but in these particular stories, you just got to be like, oh, okay, we went and got the power-up. We did training for about 2 weeks. We can beat this 1,000-year-old thing, powerful situation. Okay. But other than that, I really don't have an issue. Like I said before, you see more politics in this season. We see a lot of the different sects of the Aes Sedai kind of plotting. We see, like I said, we see more of the world outside of the world. You know what I mean? Or the world that's placed in front of us. And like I said, you just get so much more information on so many different characters. Season 3, like the action is incredible. A lot of the fights are well choreographed. Some of the best swordplay, some of the best movement, some of the best fighting I've seen with a spear, bow staffs. Like you see a lot of different martial arts throughout the show. Everybody doesn't feel like the same character, which is something that I think I really like. I still kind of going off track. For whatever reason, Nynaeve and Perrin are my least favorite characters, and they kind of feel like the same character. They're just they're just boring to me, and they're just really whiny, and I think I just don't like those particular types of characters, which probably is taking me out of it. But I'm hoping as this goes forward that they have a moment that turns it around for me and like, oh, okay, payoff. It was worth 45 seasons to finally see them do something, and not have self-doubt every 5 minutes and break into a whole thing. But yeah, so yeah, Nynaeve, Egwene, dealing with her whole attachment to Rand and not wanting to be a part, like I said, dealing with the PTSD of what she did went through before. As you know, like most of the story is following I don't want to say it's not necessarily following one character because it's through the viewpoints of so many different characters, and especially in season 3. But Rand, out of everybody who has like this, it's got to be me, it's cocky attitude, and a lot of this story does revolve around his character. A lot of this story does revolve on him making a big decision, especially in season 3. But I do like to see him more confident, like in his decision making, and specifically his fighting too, because it seemed like everybody has made a big leap as far as like ability, and from season 1 to season 3, which is what I really do like. Because you can actually see them getting the fight. They're not running away from stuff, but everybody, but still got work to do. Um, and then of course we have Matt, who's still dealing with the demons after blowing the horn on season 2. He absolutely kills it, and almost everybody, like I said before, has really good action scene. Everybody has at least a scene. Did Nynaeve have? I'm questioning Nynaeve. Like, did she do anything here? Um, but everybody has a great moment of action throughout this, especially like I said in season. I'm sorry, in episode starting from episode 1, and then throughout the season, they do a really good job of showcasing a lot of the growth of the characters. And like I said before, I don't talk about it with the budget, but the world looks incredible. Man, I don't know. I need to look up where they're shooting this at. This looks really really good. I mean, especially watching on my big screen, it looks incredibly good, man. Like I said, Jeff Bezos, shout out to the director, shout out to the writers of this, the actors. I feel like everybody in season 3 just stepped it up, and honestly, to me, and I could be exaggerating, but it felt like almost a different show. From just the difference between those seasons, it feels like a different show to me. It's like, I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's the budget or just they just had better things to talk about and the pacing and stuff like that, but it's killing it here. I know I went on for a while. Season three overall is an incredible from episodes 1 to 8. It's an incredible journey to get back into with everybody here. Love or hate who you want throughout the show. So many characters have so many moments, and I feel like they're handled very well. And they don't feel as rushed as they did in previous. Like, it was just like, all right, let's get to this. But season 3 is great. If you're not already watching it, it's on Prime Video. Wheel of Time, season 3. Go back to season 1. Watch this. Go back to season 1, and then let me know what you think. Who's your favorite character so far? What's your favorite moment of the show? That you've been able to watch. Like I said, I watched everything, so I know what's coming. Like I said, I love damn near everything that they put on the plate for me, and I'm eating it up. It's just absolutely incredible. But yeah, let me know in the comments. After you guys after you watch it, let me know in the comments who you like in this season. What do you think of season 3 overall? How do you think it compares? Like I said, season 3, Wheel of Time. I hope we get more till these are finished. It's always on the fence about what you're gonna, if you get your favorite show finished these days. But I got a really good feeling about this, like a really good feeling. So, like I said, check it out, season 3. Prime Video, Amazon, keep doing your thing. I'm gonna be back for another season. I just keep doing these reviews, but like I said before, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. Season 3, Wheel of Time, great cast, great show. Let's keep it going. This has been Terrell, and I'll see you guys next time for another review. See you.